When it comes to rivalries in North America, a lot of the top North American players have shifted their focus to overcoming the demon that is the Japanese top players. So in North America, there aren't a lot of rivalries, honestly, but today we're going to be talking about the number one rivalry that's been happening over the last couple months, which is not some top players that you've heard of. Well, I guess one top player you've heard of, Free K-Flock, and a little mech named Poppin. They've been beefing on Twitter for months and months and months. Doing a first to 10 is the way to solve it, and today we're going to be watching a couple games from that first to 10. Not every game, because that would be like a 2-hour long video, but we're going to be watching the first to 10 between Free K-Flock, the best Zelda main in the world, probably. There's, a couple good ones in Japan as well, but Free K-Flock, I think, was the highest ranked in this last year. And then Poppin, a little mech, who's good, I guess. And that's not shade to him, it's just I had never heard of him before this beef, so I was unaware of the skill of this player, so let's go. So kind of as I did with the first to 100 video that I looked at, which if you haven't seen that, I'll put it in the card above. I'm only going to be going over a couple of the games here, basically like the first game, a couple of the important games throughout the set, and then the final game. So let's get into it. Honestly, I haven't seen a first to 10 like money match, I feel like since COVID happened. Because I obviously remember mine with Samsora, but I haven't really seen a lot of top players go for this type of stuff. Oh, that's just commentator on the screen. That's okay. But the side B gets back to the ledge. I would think this matchup is really bad for Little Mac. Maybe I'm crazy, but it seemed like, Zelda would be able to keep Little Mac out, and she has decent out of shield options, so she'd be able to up B out of things. She'd be able to, use neutral B to kind of interrupt the combo flow. But I guess also she doesn't really have good combos. And I've commentated Free K-Flock's sets before. Ooh, nice whiff punish. That was crazy. I've commentated some Free K-Flock stuff before, and he gets a lot of mileage off of dash attacks, because Zelda ass, bro. Zelda is so bad. Little Mac is bad, but at least Little Mac has a game plan, whereas Zelda just kind of hopes that side B works, and if not, or do you make that? No, okay, you still don't make that back. Little Mac's recovery is bad though, but Zelda's not really a super big edge guarding character, so I guess it maybe is less bad than I thought. Matchups between two bad characters are always pretty interesting. Yeah, there's the dash attack that I was talking about, trying to catch the aggressive options by Poppin, and he's simply just not going for them at the moment. He's also not really committing to any big moves, and yeah, K-Flock just straight up keeps dash attacking. Call this 2019 ESAM the way he's spamming this dash attack, and Poppin's up a stock. That's not gonna work. That could have been a punish, but again, K-Flock a little slow on it. Okay, it didn't combo into the sweet spot, reads the air dodge, gets the jab, but yeah, again, that neutral B gonna be a little bit of a problem. That was a sweet spot. That seemed too close for the sweet spot. The side B almost hitting out of that Little Mac side B, trying to get the up tilt because that would lead into reverse KO punch, but not going to work. And the side B just works out. I think Poppin tried to time the downer on the explosion of the Din's Fire, but just not working out. And again, getting punished for another dash attack. Honestly, I feel like K-Flock could just down B in neutral more and just kind of chill. And Poppin would kind of just let that happen to him. Down throw. Gets the tech chase almost. That should be up tilt up B. That is the game, and game 1 goes to Poppin. So Poppin wins game 2 in Little Mac Zelda, and then Free K-Flock actually goes his secondary, which is Rob. Rob, obviously, significantly better character. I'm assuming significantly better matchup. But also, again, Little Mac is still pretty scary, and if you're going to be going for these undershoots, you can still get punished regardless of a character. You have to be so careful when you are approaching Little Mac to not just, strictly undershoot and assume he's going to move forward, because he's got really good ground options, right? It's the same thing. Would you only undershoot versus a Joker or a Greninja? No, you think they're going to dash back a lot, and you have to kind of establish that part of your, read repertoire in terms of mobility, because Poppin's kind of destroying K-Flock right now. Okay, up tilts. Up air, but no, the armor gets through it. Nice parry on the laser, but no punish because projectiles don't, make the sender have lag. I like that side B attempt, even if it didn't work. Poppin actually playing pretty well. Ooh, I like that reversal attempt as well. It just didn't work out. Gonna be on the ledge, back air, gonna linger for so long, and that's gonna hit out of the double jump, out of the side B, no double jumps. That is gonna be the first stock. Again, Gyro is just so good at just staying in place, in a place where Little Mac doesn't so it can be really, really difficult. Forward smash is punishable. You can punish basically everything Little Mac does. If it is a tilt move that's close to you, you can shield grab it. And then if it is a smash attack, you can always Rob has short hop fair out of shield. That will punish everything. Unless he didn't want to go for the punish because the fair would be minus on hit. But again, another undershoot punish from Poppin. K-Flock is just going for these really quick aerials or really quick options when Poppin isn't really threatening an immediate thing most of the time. But either way, this position's good enough that K-Flock still has about a 60% lead. Bad position, up air all the way near bubble, and that is going to be basically a full stock lead. Sometimes playing the good character is better. Unfortunately, like, no matter how much of a specialist you are, sometimes playing the top tier is just better. Like, you get to kind of just disengage on a lot of what Little Mac wants to do with these just like short hop nairs. You can even do the uppy nair to make it safe. And it's just, it seems really difficult. Tech Chase, not going to hit it. I mean, could have DI'd up on the gyro toss as well, so not necessarily a guaranteed Tech Chase either. So up throw fair. A little scary to go for these big combos because one up B will be the stock potentially. And again, it is frame 1 invincible, I think. So yeah, just lots of walling hitboxes right now for free K-Flock. Just been making it very difficult for Poppin to get in. Ooh, I wonder if there was anything guaranteed there. That's interesting. As KO punch, but you don't really want to burn it, but the down tilt does combo into the dash attack, and that is going to be the stock. Tried to side B snap the ledge, but was just a little bit too low, and at Snowman %, K-Flock takes his first game, so he goes to 1-2 in Poppin's favor. So after free K-Flock wins game 4 as well in Rob versus Little Mac, Poppin counter picks to Dr. Mario, who has obviously been seeing a pretty good resurgence in terms of online play. Babunski and Jazar, obviously. Well, Jazar also is really good offline, but the character has been seeing a lot of results, and maybe the character is not quite as bad as a lot of people, including myself, thought. Maybe he really is that position that I put him on the joke tier list. Which I don't remember. I think that was like C tier or something. Okay, gets a gyro confirmed though. Still 27%, not that bad of a deficit, or 26%. Now it's a little bit more. The airspeed will lead to easy edge guardable positions, but at the same time, the power of Doc aerials or down tilt up B, I was gonna say, but I don't think he dashed forward quite enough. That can be a problem. That also could have been the up B. Probably not gonna kill from like center stage-ish, but Doc has some kill potential. Oh, burns it there, and K-Flock just going to punish. I don't blame him. He's been guessing right on a lot of free K-Flock's timing, so I don't blame him for going for a couple of these like bigger reads and stuff, but they haven't been working out. Just punishes the nair, though, with the back air, and that is an even game. Reflecting the gyro, but no, Doc is so slow, he didn't even get the punish. That is so unfortunate, because he was definitely right, and he definitely deserved to get a punish there, but up throw fair going to come out. Double fair? No, just the immediate air dodge from Poppin, trying to just get back to stage, because again, one of Doc's worst attributes is the fact that he can't recover. But hey, it's probably better than Little Mac's recovery, so I guess you can't blame. It's still an upgrade. Oh, but a back air. Call it El Diablo, call it whatever you want. And that is going to be free K-Flock up basically an entire stock. See, I thought this money match was just strictly supposed to be Zelda versus Dr. Mario. So I'm kind of surprised that counter picks are happening. I did not expect it. I didn't like watch through the VOD before going, you know, for the video, so I didn't even know that this happened. Jesus, free K-Flock is destroying him at the moment. 86%. I think he's like just gotten hit maybe once. Okay, but gets a back air into, ow, so much damage. Ooh, that downer could have been sick. I don't think it would have been a kill, but it would have been a lot more damage. But that's going to be pill up air, 88%. Scary. Goes for a forward air. If that was a mash nair, I'm pretty sure the fair would have gone over it, so I don't dislike that option at all. But so close to the percent. Up tilt up air is going to kill. Back air is going to kill from a lot of positions. Poppin needs to basically play perfect from this point in order to take this game. But, I mean, K-Flock's Rob has been playing pretty well overall. Okay, up air through the platform. Doc's hitboxes are so good. Up smash not going to be a punish on the parried nair. That is unfortunate, because that up smash might have killed from that position. I mean, on platform, it's going to make it a little bit difficult always. Going to go high. Tried to back air through it. Up smash that parry on the nair. Maybe Rob is a little bit higher. That's going to be the stock. 147. Basically can't get hit. Has gyro in hand, though. Okay, well, not anymore. Okay, gets the strong nair. That's going to be 37%. Dude, Doc does so much damage. 51. This is looking a little scary. Nair kill screen. Not going to be the kill, actually. Good DI. Uh-oh, double pill. Ow, that was so much damage. Oh, God. The advantage of the forward air. That was such a clean hit. What a comeback for Poppin. That was really good. Look at the amount of damage this double pill up air did. Did it do 25? That's crazy. He's a 51. Yeah, 51 all the way to 76, that's 25, and then he went for that forward air read earlier in the game, but finally hits it again. The forward air going kind of over. Honestly, it just kind of beat out the nair in terms of frame data, and that is going to be a win for Poppin. So if this was the best of 5, he wins. So Free K-Flock went up 4-3. Poppin actually won game 8 with a shield break at the very end, and now we are going into game 9. So again, if this was a first to 5, this would be the final game of the set. Very close, very tense. I believe he went back to Little Mac after he lost one game as Dr. Mario. So either way, pretty close overall. Like, this is kind of an insanely close set. First to 5 going 4-4 in a first to 10. I mean, they also went game 5 in a best of 5, which is kind of crazy. So like all the major milestones of this set so far have been like last game. Okay, gets a side B on the nair. Really aggressive call out. I really like that. Again, because Free K-Flock specifically has been staying Rob, maybe some habits are being gleaned by Poppin overall in terms of like the timings of the nairs and the drift of the nairs and stuff like that. Armors through the up air. The multi-hits don't do enough damage to break the armor, but just goes for a dash attack. Side B not going to work. This should be the stock. No, he doesn't go for a forward air actually. Down tilt platform tech. I've never seen a Little Mac do that. That was sick. Wait, what? He goes for the down tilt. He knows that the up B is not going to be guaranteed or even the stock, so he goes for a tech chase falling up air into up B. I've literally never seen that. That is such a sick way to close the stock, and he has the armor through the up air again and the trample on the F tilt, so it continues, and he's been calling out a lot of Free K-Flocks like undershoots and stuff like that. He kind of read the forward smash, but he just didn't get the punish barely off. Ledge jump side B. He's making it difficult for Free K-Flock to literally do anything. The dash back giving him more time to react to the laser. Down tilt side B. Look at this damage. Pressure on the platform. You know Little Mac on platform is so scary, so you can't just let him jump up there. Side B again through the ledge. Sometimes edge guarding the Little Mac can be a little tricky, but the back air does come out. Jesus, this is so crazy. And this is even stocks. Forward throw. Yeah, if that was a parry, that might have been the stock with parry, up tilt into up B. Platforms are again so scary against Little Mac. I guess they're just, no, they weren't all PS2. This is all the games I've watched have been on PS2. I think there was like a Hollow Bastion game in there somewhere. Another down tilt side B. You don't need any fancy, hits. Oh, the forward tilt, that's the one tilt you cannot shield grab. Also, it was done a little bit far, right? If you're like super close to them, maybe you can. But look how far the F tilt was done. It was like the max range to the point where F tilt 1 missed. F tilt 2 gonna push a little bit too far away, so no shield grab into the down tilt punish. Side B is gonna be the stock. I was literally gonna say in my other thing, it's like, well, if they F tilt, maybe it's not necessarily punishable, but I figured people knew that. But yeah. Otherwise punishable. Forward air into the dash grab. Dude, Poppin is cooking. He's cooking. Dude, what an insane 2 stocks. He went to 0. He went to his second stock. Free K-Flock was at, what, 66%, and then he just didn't get hit for the entire rest of the game. Insanity here for Poppin. What a way to close the game. And this Kansas Little Mac is up 5-4. Insanity right now. Also, I do think, actually, I was wrong in my intro, which I'm probably going to record another intro, so you're not even going to hear that intro part, but I'm pretty sure I made a video about Poppin a while ago, beating, like, Big D and someone that is now banned. But I guess I've known of him for longer than I thought. I think I just forgot about him because, a lot of Kansas players don't travel, and if you think about Kansas, you typically think about, like, Apollo Kage, the band player who Poppin beat, and then, like, Ploopy for the most part. So I guess I don't really think about Poppin too much, but he's been playing well. Fast forwarding ahead a little bit, we do have Poppin up 8-4 in the set. So it was 5-4. Sorry, it's 4-4. Poppin won 4 straight games between the Rob and the Zelda. And now we are, I think, locked into Little Mac versus Zelda for the rest of the set. But at this point, Free K-Flock is on a huge timer because you need 2 more games as Poppin in order to win. Oh, that's still going to punish the counter. That is so unfortunate. That is the stock. Yeah, I mean, Free K-Flock, you are definitely able to punish Little Mac for doing a lot of stuff, especially as Zelda, but, Free K-Flock really, really needs to win several games straight because, I mean, 1 more and Poppin literally is on match point for the set. Yeah, invincibilitying through. Uh-oh, that's a quick edge guard. Down smash, I think that's just the stock. Does the wave bounce neutral B as well, just in case to push to either push Poppin out or to just like hit him away when he had no options. And Free K-Flock decided to eventually stop approaching, which is correct. You're fighting against a Little Mac. I don't know why it took a billion games to stop approaching the Little Mac. This is looking like a super quick 3 stock. This is what I expected the match to look like overall. It did not look like that, clearly, as the games are 8-4 in Poppin's favor, but Free K-Flock, I guess, can be just like, you know what, why am I aggressing here? Why am I letting all this happen? Let me just back up and just use down B because that is Zelda's best move and best attribute by a significant amount. Who gets through the Din's Fire? That move still sucks, no matter what. So down tilt side B going to connect, but still 3 stocks to 1. This is basically a good game. I can't imagine a Little Mac being able to bring this back unless there's a KO punch. KO punch actually is kind of online, so if he gets this kill, gets a KO punch, and then it's even stocks, that could be scary. K-Flock a little bit nervous in the corner. Yeah, just jumping back. The down B does hit through the stage there, so you know, really intimidating to approach if you are Little Mac. And finally, we get the correct undershoot into the dash attack. And that's going to be up smash. I don't think that's going to be the stock, but it should be close. Option coverage, letting Poppin swing first. He's finally just like not, you know, flailing at the Little Mac. Tried to get a side B 2-frame, did Poppin, but not going to work. Up tilt, good DI by Free K-Flock. You can't really 2-frame Zelda. Yeah, she's able to just pop out for a frame and then still get through with the up B to grab the ledge. Tried to space the F tilt, not going to. I mean, this is a GG's, right? Air dodge. No, he was right. He could have down smashed. Is he gonna read the ledge option? Nope. Forward throw. Oh, just up throw is going to be the kill. Yeah, I didn't even think about that. And that is a 3-stock for Free K-Flock. See, this is what I expected it to look like. No offense to Poppin, just K-Flock is, your Free K-Flock is like very good. So finally it looks like the momentum is on Free K-Flock's side. Free K-Flock has won 4 games in a row. It went from 8-4, now it is 8-8, and you see Poppin also kind of camping here, not wanting to approach the Zelda because that is what made, you know, his life difficult. Dash attack not being punished. Free K-Flock does not seem to like out of shield options very much, which is pretty interesting because I feel like Zelda's, I mean, up B's a little scary to go for, I suppose, but okay, there's the undershoot dash attack that was not working out. Forward smash, big down angle, gonna be huge there. A lot of damage, 72% to 0. Now, yeah, Free K-Flock gonna be floundering a little bit in terms of like trying to hit these dash attacks in. But at this point, Poppin's honestly been really good at catching like momentum swings, right? He's like shielding at the right times, he's being aggressive at the right times. That's been happening a lot in a bunch of these games of just like, oh, I'm right here, I'm gonna dash forward and do a dash attack, I'm going to expect you to dash attack. Like, he's been correct in a lot of his reads, which is like pretty impressive considering Free K-Flock is like, you know, a top player, because it's really hard to catch a lot of people's habits. Forward smash almost working out. That's gonna be a rapid jab. No, sweet spot means KO punch is still online. Free K-Flock trying to avoid it, but no, that's gonna be a KO punch. That is a 3-stock to 1-stock lead for Poppin. What is Kansas putting in their water to make all these top players, man? Oh, yep, that's the up B, but no, the down tilt was too spaced. You gotta recognize the spacing on the Little Mac stuff. Zelda doesn't have a good grab, I guess, so you're not really able to get shield grabs like a lot of other characters are, so that can probably contribute to some of the difficulty of this matchup. Not saying that like Little Mac wins the matchup, I have no idea. I would assume Zelda wins. That's because I have very little faith in Little Mac. But also, Zelda's really bad. Zelda's a dog shit character, chat. Gonna get around the Phantom, but not around enough to get a punish. That nair not punishable at all. No out of shield option, a little slow. I don't know if the up tilt's making him crouch, so Free K-Flock has to like avoid it a little bit. The up tilt was so correct, but he was like only a couple frames off. K-Flock did also land on plat. Again, these early dash grabs, Free K-Flock is just fishing for undershoots this entire game. I feel like there's no in between. He's either super camping or undershooting, and Poppin is 1 game away from winning the first to 10. And they're going to Hall of Bastion for game 18. If Poppin wins this, he wins the set. If Free K-Flock wins, we go to a decisive game 19, which is pretty rare in first to 10s, I'm not gonna lie. Typically, there is a lot of momentum that goes one way or the other, even in like the famous Cody/IBDW versus Zane first to 10, or was it a first to 5? I don't remember, for like being the #1 ranked player in the world in Melee. I don't think that went to a final decisive game. I'm pretty sure Cody ended up destroying him like 10-4, 10-6 or something. And yeah, you see Poppin being a little bit more passive. You also see Free K-Flock be a little bit more passive, which again, I really like. Uh-oh, misses the side B, but no, you didn't put himself in a position to actually punish that. So the down air does not come through. The down B is going to cover the stage, and Free K-Flock basically can't get a ledge trap. That's a punish though, double up tilt up B. No, goes for up air, doesn't want to get punished in the landings. He's been playing really well overall. Up B, finally we see an up B out of shield, dude, Jesus Christ. Oh, jab block? No, just gets down air, up air. Oh my god, that almost killed. Little Mac, not a particularly heavy character. Air dodges through the Phantom, but gets the roll read. Again, Poppin's been so correct on like random defensive options or random offensive options. It's actually ridiculous. That's going to be a punish. You can see Free K-Flock getting a little bit flustered in this position. Tech's in place. Poppin didn't even move. He was so right. He just stood there. Nice DI down on that down smash, so important. And again, an empty jump, dude. How many times are you seeing Little Mac's empty jump? Okay, there's up, he had a shield. The downer does not combo, or sorry, hit off of the tech chase. So we do have a little bit of a closer game here for this match. Okay, there's the dash attack. Undershoot again, working out there, but not overall. Gets an up tilt, tech chase. No, the down tilt misses. Or sorry, the down tilt was so far in that the side B literally didn't have a hitbox close enough yet. Up, he had a shield. I don't think that's gonna kill. Oh my god, it killed. I thought he needed to up tilt for the extra damage and the extra pop up, but no, the up he had a shield just gonna kill, and free K-Flock has to do a ton of work in order to not lose the set immediately. There's the neutral B. Getting out of that not true combo. The Phantom gonna work out there. Gets a punish. Uh-oh, I don't think he has it. Oh, no, he has his double jump. Okay. And the counter's so clutch. I mean, you kind of have to counter there, I feel like, but it's still really risky to go for. Air dodge. Not gonna be punished. Dude, that's so funny. This is so funny. Okay, so something that's really important to note that for some reason they did to Little Mac is they gave him, like, objectively the worst air dodge in the game by, like, far. It's actually so funny. So an air dodge in here, directional air dodge in here, for the most part, will put people onto the stage. Even if they air dodge and then drift away, unless they're, like, Puff and they're, like, a really slow faller, then they have enough time to, like, do this and then drift back in. But most characters, especially characters of Little Mac's fall speed, if they directional air dodge here, they're going at least here. So free K-Flock, assuming this because, you know, it makes sense to be like, well, this is a normal character, goes for a forward smash, which would have punished every other character except for Little Mac because his air dodge is so bad. So the bad air dodge actually saving Poppin in that position and going to avoid the dash grab into a forward throw. So getting any more percent is so useful at this point. The forward air not going to sweet spot. The down B going the wrong way. That's going to be free stage control, up tilt into up air. So close to the end of the game. No. Like an up tilt there will probably be the stock. That's going to be a punish on the forward smash, 58%. Not that bad if you are free K-Flock, but also you gotta be careful on these platforms. He keeps jumping on the platforms. It's so scary against Little Mac. And yeah, we just see straight corner camping. This, I mean, I cut to like 20 seconds later, nothing has happened. They're just Poppin is scared to approach, and free K-Flock keeps doing that slingshot down B off stage. So that's all that's been happening. On stage, finally he does a Phantom, so he takes some stage control, but again, you don't really want to be in the center stage at this point if you are free K-Flock, because that means an up tilt or a down tilt is going to put you on this, oh god, on the platform, and that can be literally your stock. Like, that is the classic. Okay, punishes. I don't blame free K-Flock for freaking out there, and I think that neutral B was kind of fine. He's putting himself on, that's like putting himself on platform versus me brawler. You don't want to do that. There's a counter, 88%. One big hit near the ledge. Like, if he gets a down tilt on this neutral get up, no, it didn't happen. Trying to get these landing aerials just to be a little bit different. No, I think he meant to, was that supposed to be a landing up air or landing up tilt? I mean, the up B was so fast, I think it was supposed to be that up air, kind of like what we saw in that PS2 game. Oh no, the counter whiffs, that's unfortunate. Okay, I'll just do the Phantom. No roll in, no tech at all, actually. And free K-Flock trying to establish stage control. I mean, 63% getting high. KO punch is almost online. Now shield is not a safe option, but gets the sweet spot. That's going to be the game. Yes, with the forward smash. Game 19 on the way. Panicked a little too hard. Got a little bit too greedy wanting that KO punch. Did not safely go to ledge. And we are going into the decisive final game of this first to 10. Back to Hollow Bastion we go. Very, very close. These last couple of games have, well, actually one of them was a 3-stock, but overall the games have been incredibly scary for both players. I mean, again, Poppin's offense has been really good. Free K-Flock's offense has been kind of okay, but it's Zelda, the offense is never really super good, and Poppin's been really ready with these back dashes, and a lot of defensive options have been coming out really clutch for Poppin, and free K-Flock's getting a little greedy, expecting like simpler options when, you know, I feel like some respect has to be put on the name a little bit. At least after like you win 9 games, you can't just assume they're going to do the absolute simplest option and just like, they're gonna fall in front of me and I'm gonna forward smash. I feel like that's a little bit, you know, misinformed, I guess, in terms of just like how this set's going. But there's a forward smash again. Poppin's doing a really good job. Uh-oh, there's the up B that I talked about, but it did not work. The up tilt up B, wow, it's actually not going to kill. I guess not enough rage on Little Mac. Hollow is such a good stage for Little Mac. Jeez, that center platform is just ruthless. And you can actually jump to it instead of the Smashville platform. But Smashville is also like a pretty decent stage for Little Mac because you just kind of kill people. Okay, the directional air dodge, the empty jump into the grab. Dude, the amount of grabs that Poppin has been landing is actually ridiculous. Tried to up smash, almost got the armor through it, but not quite. Down tilt, not going to be guaranteed anything. Forward tilt through the Phantom. Free K-Flock not far enough away, and the Phantom traded with the forward tilt, but hey, that's fine. That you got the stock. It doesn't matter if you take a little bit of damage. There's the down smash. Sorry, forward smash angled down. My bad. On the reflector. Again, reading a lot of these defensive options, and that's a KO punch, down tilt KO punch, a combo at very specific percents. It's actually pretty rare that works. Normally, it's up tilt to like reverse KO punch, and that is a 3 stock to 1 stock lead in game 19. Free K-Flock going for these aggressive reversals, basically. I mean, it's not exactly aggressive, but like, you know, aggressive in terms of he's doing them every time. He's not trying to double jump. He's not trying to air dodge. He's going for these Nehru's love. Bro, Zelda sucks. Little Mac also sucks, but Little Mac has a functioning game plan and then is really bad in a couple aspects, whereas Zelda I feel like is just bad. And yeah, not approaching, saying, hey, you can have the stage control. I don't care. Gets an up throw. I'm not sure if I've ever seen Little Mac's up throw before. That might be a first time. Holding jab at ledge, gets the neutral get up. Again, a lot of the options, yeah, safe because that Phantom does go through the stage, which is why you see Free K-Flock just kind of chilling there and doing it over and over again. He's unwilling to approach here, but also Poppin doesn't have to approach. He's up an entire stock there. It's 4 minutes and 30 seconds on the clock. Free K-Flock can do this for however long he wants, and Poppin is completely fine. He will win by timeout if Free K-Flock does not eventually approach. And of course, if he reads the exact timing, it can be a problem because then, yeah, he can like dash forward and F-tilt almost like that, but not quite. It gets under the up tilt. That's a down tilt side B. Dude, he's at death percent. If he gets hit on platform, he's dead. Free K-Flock is dead, and that's the end of the set. Gets an up air. So scary. No, gets the down tilt. As I said it, he got caught on the platform trying to go under it, and that is a 2 stock. And Poppin wins the first to 10. All the trash talk. Free K-Flock, like around a top 100 player in the world, and Poppin Little Mac is able to take it. I believe WSU would be Wichita State University, Wichita in Kansas, and all the trash talk comes to a head, and Poppin wins. Kind of crazy. Not what I expected to happen at all. I expected this to be like a 10-3 in Free K-Flock's favor, but hey, I forgot that I'd covered him before. I forgot he's beaten top players. He's built for this, and apparently he's built to win a first to 10. Wish I could say that, because I got bodied in mine. I would say there's a couple of lessons to be learned here. 1, Zelda sucks. That character's ass. 2, don't talk your trash if you can't back it up. I mean, obviously, this is fun. It was honestly a lot of fun to see this on Twitter. I was like kind of, you know, checked out of it, but I did see it over and over again. But I don't know like the full details of exactly why they were beefing. I'm not 100% sure. But Poppin adding another top player to the list of his victories. I believe he's like top like 5 in Kansas or something like that. Maybe I'm wrong about that. Maybe I misread the Smash Wiki. Maybe he's just like ranked in his school super high. But yeah, thank you all for watching. As always, social media partner stuff is down below. What do you think of the first 10? It's kind of crazy that this would happen, and it's so insane that the lower seeded player, or like the lower ranked player, won. I believe Free K-Flock ended up like getting second at like the overall event, only losing to Apollo Kage, and Poppin I believe got 4th, which was his seed. So pretty funny that at the end of the day, Free K-Flock did place higher than him at the tournament. But yeah, still very interesting. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you all next time. Peace.